Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the objective type question and answer from the subject transmission lines and RF system or transmission lines and waveguides. So the subject belongs to the 2013 regulation as well as the 2017 regulation. So the topic today we are going to discuss about is the open and short circuited line, then reflection factor, reflection loss, and return loss and power loss. Okay, so in a transmission line. So already I posted the 5 videos for the unit 1 in that for that paper. So if you want to learn the remaining videos, I will give link in the description box. You can see. Okay, and in my channel, so the MCQ videos are available for the subject signals and system, then principles of DSP, discrete time signal processing, then electronic circuits too, antenna and microwave engineering, so and circuit analysis. Okay, so if you want to learn in my channel, you search, there is a separate playlist is created for each subject. So you see, or otherwise I will give link in the description box, you can refer it. Okay, so we'll see the video. The first question, the input impedance of short circuited transmission line is dash. Okay, so the input impedance, the formula we discussed in the previous video. Okay, the input impedance formula. So what is the input impedance of short circuited transmission line? That is, short circuited transmission line means the receiving end is short circuited. So for a short circuited transmission line, the ZR, okay, ZR, that is the load impedance value, it should be 0. So at that condition, what about the input impedance of that particular transmission line? So the ZS formula is reduced to the minimum thing. It is called as Z naught into turn H eta L. So this is the input impedance of short circuited transmission line. Okay. So you see turn H eta L. So similar to this in C, Z naught turn eta L is given. So this is not a correct. Z naught into turn H eta L. This is the correct answer. Okay, then the next one, the input impedance of open circuited transmission line is dash. So open circuited transmission line means, so the load end, okay, the receiving end is open circuited. So in open circuited terminal, the load impedance ZR, it should be infinity. Okay, so if you are substituting ZR equal to infinity in a input impedance formula, so we will get the input impedance of open circuited transmission line. Okay, so the answer is the ZOC, open circuited input impedance, which is equal to Z naught divided by turn H eta L. Okay, so Z naught divided by turn H eta L, or otherwise sometime 1 divided by turn H, it is mentioned as a cot H. Okay, so Z naught cot H, but here Z naught cot H is not given. Okay, cot eta L is given. So this is not a correct. So Z naught divided by turn H eta L is the answer. Okay, so these are all the important question. The short circuited impedances Z naught turn H eta L. Open circuited impedances Z naught by turn H eta L, where Z naught is the characteristics impedance, eta is a propagation constant. Okay, then the next one, what is the relation between characteristics impedance ZOC and ZSC? Okay, so the open circuited impedance, short circuited impedance, and the characteristics impedance Z naught. What is the relation between these three? Okay, so the relation is that Z naught is equal to square root of the characteristics impedance, Z naught is equal to square root of ZOC into ZSC. Okay, square root of the product of open circuited impedance and short circuited impedance is the characteristics impedance. So the first one is the correct answer. Then the next one, what is the relation between propagation constant ZOC and ZSC? So in the previous question, we discussed the relation between characteristics impedance ZOC, ZSC. So Z not equal to square root of ZOC into ZSC. Okay, similarly, what is the relation between propagation constant ZOC and ZSC? So the relation between these three is that turn, that is, you see, the eta L, okay, eta L, the propagation constant into length L. if you are considering the length is equal to unity means, so the propagation constant eta equal to tan h inverse of square root of ZSC divided by ZOC. Okay, so this is the correct answer. So A is the correct answer. The propagation constant eta into L is equal to tan h inverse of square root of ZSC divided by ZOC. If the length is, the distance is 1 unity means eta equal to this one. And this is the relation between propagation constant and this parameter. So using this, you may get a 2 mark problem also. Okay, if ZOC, ZSE value given in that problem, we may calculate the propagation constant or the characteristics impedance. So that is a very important 2 mark problem. Okay, so we'll discuss in the next question. So you see the open circuit and short circuit impedance of the transmission line at 1500 hertz are 800 ohm and 400 ohm respectively. So calculate its propagation constant. This is the question. So what are the data given here? Open circuit impedance. Okay, open circuit impedance means ZOC. So ZOC equal to 800 ohms. And the short circuit impedance ZSC equal to 400 ohms. Okay, so the question is that calculate the propagation constant. So what is the relation between this ZOC, ZSC and the propagation constant? So already you know the propagation constant eta into L is equal to tan h inverse of square root of ZSC divided by ZOC. If the length, here the length is not given, so we are considering the length L is equal to 1. So that's why the propagation constant eta equal to tan h inverse of square root of 400 divided by 800. So we may get the answer is 0.88. This is the propagation constant. Okay, so this is a 2 more problem. Then similar to this one, you see the next question. Find the characteristics impedance of a line where ZSC is given and ZOC is given at 700 hertz. Okay, so here the ZSC, the short circuited impedance and open circuited impedance value is given in polar quantity. ZSC equal to 1520 with the 16 degree and ZOC is 2.86 with the angle minus 40 degree. So the question is that find the characteristics impedance. Okay, so what is the characteristics impedance formula? So you know what is the relation between this characteristics impedance ZOC and ZSC? Already you know the characteristics impedance Z not equal to square root of ZOC into ZSC. So you just substitute here. So square root of 1520 with angle 16 degree into 2.86 with angle minus 40 degree. Okay, so here the two quantity is in polar. So polar means you just multiply the magnitudes. Okay, so here what's the magnitude? 1520 is the magnitude, 2.86 is the magnitude. So the magnitudes you just multiply, then you take square root using calci. We will get the answer 65.933. Okay, but the angle you see 16 degree and minus 40 degree. This square root is there. So that's why if the angle is in multiplication, we have to add the angle. So 16 minus 40. Okay, then this angle it should be in square root. Okay, under square root. So that's why we have to divide the angle divided by 2. So 16 minus 40 divided by 2. So the angle is minus 12 degree. So this is the answer. Okay, this is the characteristics impedance of a transmission line. Okay, the next thing, this is an important 2 mark problem. Okay, the next one, find the reflection coefficient of 50 ohm transmission line when it is terminated by a load impedance of 60 plus J40 ohm. Okay, so here the question is that we have to find the reflection coefficient. So what are the data given? The two data given. One is Z naught. Okay, 50 ohm transmission line means the transmission line with the characteristics impedance is 50 ohm. So Z naught equal to 50 ohm. Okay, then ZR. Okay, load impedance. Load impedance means ZR or ZL. So ZR is equal to 60 plus J40 ohm. Okay. So the question is that we have to find the reflection coefficient. So the reflection coefficient, what is the formula? So already we discussed the reflection coefficient in the previous video. So the reflection coefficient K equal to ZR minus Z0 divided by ZR plus Z0. Okay, so you simply substitute the value. What is ZR? 60 plus J40 minus Z0 is 50 divided by 60 plus J40 plus 50. Okay, so here the two quantities is in vector. Okay, rectangle form. So you just add this magnitude, that is the real part. So here the real part is 60 minus 50. So 60 minus 50, 10. Okay, then plus J40. Similarly in denominator, 60, 50. So 110. So 110 plus J40. Okay, so in order to calculate this ratio K, so here the numerator is in rectangular form, denominator is also in rectangle form. Okay, so using calculator you just convert this rectangle form into polar form. So we will get if you are converting 10 plus J40 into polar, we will get the answer is 41.23 with angle 75.96 divided by, if you are converting this 110 plus J40 into polar, we will get 117.04 with 19.98. Okay, then we have to divide the two things. So 41.23 divided by 117 means we will get 0.3522. And if the angle is in division means you just subtract it. Okay, so we will get the answer is 55.98 degree. So this is the reflection coefficient. Okay. So the next question we will see the power of electromagnetic wave with electric and magnetic field intensities given by 12 and 15 respectively is dash. Okay, so here the electric and magnetic field intensity E and H is given as 12 and 15. So the question is that the power of the particular electromagnetic wave we have to calculate. So the power is nothing but the Poynting vector. It will give the power of the electromagnetic wave. So the power E equal to E into H divided by 2. Okay, so the electric and magnetic field intensity, you just multiply and divided by 2. So 12 into 15 divided by 2. So we will get the answer is 90. Okay, so the power of the electromagnetic wave is 90. Then the next one, the power of a wave with voltage of 140 volt. Okay, and the characteristics impedance of 50 ohm is dash. So here the wave with voltage is given. Okay, voltage equal to 140 volt and the characteristics impedance is 50 ohms. Okay, so the question is that calculate the power of that EM wave. So the power P equal to V squared divided by 2 into Z0. Okay, so what is the value of V? 140. So 140 squared divided by 2 into the Z0 is 50. So you just calculate. So the answer is 196. Okay, this is the answer. Then the next one, the incident and reflected voltage. Okay, incident and reflected voltage are given by 15 and 5 respectively. The transmission coefficient is dash. Okay, so what is the data given? Incident voltage, reflected voltage. Incident voltage is 15. Reflected voltage is 5. So the question is transmission coefficient. So the transmission coefficient, that is the addition of transmission coefficient and the reflection coefficient, which is equal to 1. Okay, the addition of transmission and reflection coefficient equal to 1. So if we want to find the transmission coefficient, first we have to calculate this reflection coefficient. Then after calculating the reflection coefficient, so the transmission coefficient T equal to 1 minus R. Okay, so already you know the formula for reflection coefficient. What is mean by reflection coefficient? The reflection coefficient, it is nothing but it's a ratio of reflected voltage. Okay, reflected voltage divided by the incident voltage. the reflected voltage divided by the incident voltage, it is called as a reflection coefficient. So 5 divided by 15. So you see the reflection coefficient is equal to ratio of reflected voltage 5 divided by 15. Incident voltage means the signal from the sender is called as incident voltage. Reflected voltage means after reaching the receiver, again some part of wave is again reflected back to sender. It is called as a reflected voltage. So 5 divided by 15. So the answer is 1 divided by 3. Okay, so 0.33 is a reflection coefficient. So our question is that transmission coefficient. So from that, the transmission coefficient is equal to 1 minus R. So 1 minus 1 by 3. So it is a 2 divided by 3. So 2 divided by 3 is the transmission coefficient. Okay. Then the next one, the current reflection coefficient is given by minus 0.75. Then find the voltage reflection coefficient. So the current reflection coefficient is minus 0.75 means what is the voltage reflection coefficient? So what is the relation between current reflection coefficient and the voltage reflection coefficient means the voltage reflection coefficient is the negative of current reflection coefficient. Okay. So voltage reflection coefficient is K means the current reflection coefficient is minus K. So that's why the current reflection coefficient is minus 0.75 means what is the voltage reflection coefficient? Minus of minus 0.75. So the answer is 0.75. Okay. Then the next question, the attenuation is given by 20 units. Find the power loss in decibel. So the attenuation, attenuation means the degradation in the signal strength. It is said to be the attenuation. So the attenuation, it refers to the power loss. Okay. Attenuation is nothing but it's a power loss. So here the question is that find the power loss in dB. So you just convert this attenuation in number into dB. So what is the formula in order to convert the power loss in dB? It's a 10 log of that particular number. Okay, power loss is given which is equal to the power loss in dB. Okay, power loss in decibel which is equal to 10 log of this attenuation 20. So you just calculate 13.01 decibel. So 13.01 decibel is the answer. Then the next thing, the reflection coefficient is 0.5. Find the return loss. Okay. So what is the relation between reflection coefficient and return loss? Okay. Return loss means the return loss in dB, it is given by, okay, you see the return loss is given by RL equal to minus 20 into log of reflection coefficient. If you are taking that is a 20 log, that is a decibel. If you are converting decibel quantity of reflection coefficient, we will get the return loss. So return loss is equal to minus 20 log of R. Okay. So minus 20 into log of what is the reflection coefficient? 0.5. So if you are calculating, we will get the answer is 6.02 decibels. Okay, 6.02 decibel. Then the next one, transmission coefficient is given by 0.65. Find the return loss. So already you know the return loss is nothing but it's a 20 log of reflection coefficient. Here the reflection coefficient is not given. Instead, transmission coefficient is given. So already you know the relation between transmission coefficient and reflection coefficient. So the reflection coefficient is nothing but it is nothing but 1 minus transmission coefficient. So 1 minus 0.65. Okay, it is a reflection coefficient. So you see, if T is 0.65 means the reflection coefficient is equal to 0.35. So you just calculate the return loss. So return loss is equal to 20 log of that R. Okay, so we will get the answer is 9.11 decibel. Okay, so 9.11 decibel is the answer. So return loss is nothing but it's a 20 log of that 20 log of reflection coefficient. If transmission coefficient is given means From that, you just calculate return reflection coefficient, then you substitute in that formula. Okay. Then the next one, the return loss is given as 12 decibel. Calculate reflection coefficient. Okay, return loss is given. We have to calculate reflection coefficient. So reverse thing. So you see the return loss RL equal to minus 20 log of R. Okay, so here RL is given. We have to find out the value of R. Okay, so you just rearrange the formula here. So from that, you give this minus 20 this side. So RL divided by minus 20 equal to log of R. Okay, so you take anti-logarithm on both sides. So we will get the formula is that R is equal to 10 to the power minus 12 divided by 20. So if we are calculating, we will get the answer is 0.25. Okay, so the reflection coefficient is 0.25 if the return loss is 12 dB. Okay, then the next thing, find the transmission coefficient when the return loss is 6 dB. Okay, similar to previous problem. In previous problem, return loss is given, but question is we have to calculate the reflection coefficient. Okay, but here the question is transmission coefficient. Okay, simple one. From the return loss, first you just calculate the reflection coefficient. Then if you are subtracting from that one means we will get the transmission coefficient. Okay, so you see, first we have to calculate the reflection coefficient. So R equal to 10 to the power minus RL divided by 20. Okay, so if you are calculating, we will get the reflection coefficient is 0.501. But here the question is transmission coefficient. You see, the 0.501 is also there in the answer. Okay, but here the question is that transmission coefficient. So the transmission coefficient T is nothing but 1 minus reflection coefficient. So if you are subtracting, we will get the answer is 0.498. Okay, this is the answer. Then the next problem, dash indicates the change in current in the load due to reflection at the mismatched junction. Reflection factor or power factor. Dash indicates change in current in the load due to reflection at the mismatched junction. It is a reflection factor. So reflection factor indicates the change in current in the load due to reflection at the mismatched junction. Next one, which one is the expression for reflection factor? Okay, so already you know the formula for reflection coefficient. Reflection coefficient is different. Reflection factor is different. Reflection coefficient is indicated by capital K. The reflection factor, it is indicated by the small k. So which one is the formula for the reflection factor? So this A, K equal to modulus of 2 into square root of Z1 Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2. So this is the formula for the reflection factor. Okay, you just remember it. K equal to modulus of 2 into square root of Z1 Z2 by Z1 plus Z2. Then the next question, reflection loss is the reciprocal of reflection factor in dB or NEPERS. It's a true or false? True. Okay. Reflection loss is nothing but return loss. You know what is mean by return loss? Return loss is nothing but it's a decibel. Okay, return loss is nothing but it's a 20 log of that reflection coefficient. Okay, if you are converting reflection coefficient into dB, we will get the return loss. Similarly, the reflection loss is nothing but it's a reciprocal of reflection factor. Okay, 1 divided by K. Then the loss, you may indicate the loss in either NEPERS or dB. Okay, so the return reflection loss is equal to ln of 1 divided by K. Okay, okay, usually the reflection loss is nothing but 1 by K, reciprocal of reflection factor. If we want to mention in NEPERS means ln of 1 by K. Okay, so the formula is that ln of Z1 plus Z2 by 2 into square root of Z1 Z2 in NEPERS. Or if we want to mention in dB means 20 log of that particular value. Okay, this is the reflection loss. So which one is the expression for reflection loss? So you see ln of Z1 plus Z2 by 2 into Z1 Z2. It's correct. Similarly, 20 log of Z1 plus Z2 divided by 2 into square root of Z1 Z2 in dB. This is also correct. This one is not correct. This is the reflection factor. Okay, reciprocal of reflection factor is said to be reflection loss. Okay, so both A and B is the answer. Okay, this is not a correct. This is the reflection factor. But here the question is reflection loss. Okay, so these are all the some of the questions from the topic open and short circuited line, reflection coefficient, transmission coefficient, return loss, then the power loss and reflection loss. Okay, so thanks for watching my channel, and please subscribe my channel for more videos. And if you want to learn the remaining videos of this TLW, as well as if you want to learn the electronic circuits to MCQ, signals and system MCQ, principles of DSP, then MCQs, then for IT DSP, okay, IT DSP, EEE DSP. So I will, in my playlist, there is a separate playlist is created for each subject. So you go and learn. Okay, so thanks. We will meet in the next video.